Okay.
Okay, this is
Well, hold on. We just saw the debut trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, Logan Plan, here with Brian Altano and Nick Lamone. Brian, first impressions.
okay. Can I just say real quick that it is blowing my mind that Shigeru Miyamoto has probably seen Uncut Gems. That they dropped an Uncut Gems reference in a Nintendo Direct. Like, have you guys seen that movie?
Yes.
A long time ago, yeah.
Okay, it's an amazing film and one of the least Nintendo things I could possibly imagine. Yeah, I'm in. That trailer looked great. I'm super hyped for this. I cannot believe that they name dropped Uncut Gems today. That is blowing my mind.
Yeah, Nick, your first impressions.
I mean, I love me some Uncut Gems, but I think it's even wilder to imagine they're like Miyamoto just, Don Draper sitting in the movie theater after Good Time ends, and he goes, who'd be good for Bowser Jr.? Which is another Safdie Brothers movie. Yeah, this seems, honestly, I feel like I'm kicking myself now because I realized Bowser Jr. was probably going to be featured in this movie, and lo and behold, he is. I think this is cute. It looks more action-packed than the first one. Very wild to see the Mad Max take on like them going to the Super Mario Odyssey level. I thought that was really neat. And yeah, this looks like it'll be a charming good time.
Yeah, we got, we talked a little bit before the trailer that we hope that this movie leans more into Mario music, and there was an orchestral rendition of the Mario theme in the trailer again. We just hope that they carry through and do that for the actual movie itself. I thought this looked great, and they're referencing a ton of games in here, just like we've only seen the trailer the one time, but we had like Toast Arena, the desert area from Super Mario Odyssey was in here, and then Bowser Jr.'s design is what he looks like in when he has Wonder effects in Super Mario Brothers Wonder, so it's not just Galaxy, it's a lot more than that, and yeah, I thought it looked really good.
Yeah, the Galaxy format, I think more so than just having like warp pipes, really gives them a lot of creative leeway to go anywhere, right? Like you can just hop off of a planet, land somewhere else, and just showcase an entire Mario game that we'd never seen on film before. This trailer was surprisingly light on action from Mario specifically, which is a little odd. Like it's actually mostly about Bowser, and you get a little bit of Rosalina, but it was cool seeing. My first guess was just like, are they doing Mario Paint, but with Bowser, just because he's holding a paintbrush? But the paintbrush thing is something they've worked in with numerous Mario games before, and so I love it. It's also so vibrant. This is such a gorgeous looking movie, just like the first one. And yeah, if they're bringing back the cast from the first one, so it's stacked, and then Benny Safdie from the hit film Uncut Gems, which I just can't get over. Yeah, this looks really fun with no Wario or Waluigi. So that I still think they're going to show up in the movie. Maybe it'll be a cameo, maybe a post credits thing, but I think they'll have a good excuse to land somewhere and find them.
And also no Yoshi. Yoshi did not really appear in this trailer, and he's the character that has been teased. He was leaked through multiple products like Old Spice and what is it, Pillsbury cookies.
Yep.
So we know what Yoshi looks like in this movie. He's going to be in it, but we did not see him today. So maybe he won't be voiced like we thought, because they announced their kind of new celebrity casting today with Benny Safdie and Brie Larson as Rosalina, which makes a ton of sense. But yeah, we didn't see Yoshi yet.
Brie Larson was doing press for Nintendo. What was it? Was it last year? And they had basically brought her on as like a brand ambassador. And I went to New York City and I interviewed her and talked about Smash Brothers and Princess Peach Showtime. And she's a huge Nintendo fan, so it makes a ton of sense. Jack Black was the same deal, where like he's just a big Nintendo fan, and it's like they're not just pulling in people who don't know the source material at all. These are people that were lifelong Nintendo fans, and that's really cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, any other first thoughts?
I mean, Brian kind of touched on it a bit, but I do think that they're really leaning into the Bowser of it all, because I feel like Bowser was the big breakout star of the first movie, given the peaches of it all. And I feel like that's a smart move. And honestly, I'm going to be controversial here and say, I'm going to watch anything that Jack Black's in, because he's always fun to watch on screen, whether he be voicing a character or actually acting. I think he's always a crowd pleaser, if you will.
I mean, he's such a good get for this, because like you said, Nick, like he's not only voice acting, he's providing soundtrack songs that became #1 hits, right? At least specifically in my car, thanks to my kid requesting it for like 4 months straight. So like, yeah, you're getting somebody who's a great voice actor who can also put out great music, and that's what these movies need, right? Also, we got to see a boss fight, which is really cool. Like I love that. This is just a straight up Super Mario Galaxy boss fight that they put in the movie with Rosalina as the playable character now. Logan, you have a theory that Rosalina is Peach's mom?
Yeah, or they're related or something. Just because the first Super Mario Brothers movie, Peach like looks out into space and is like, there's a scene with Mario with the fire flowers where she doesn't know where she comes from or something like that. And yeah, they were teasing Galaxy there. I thought it would take a while to get to Galaxy. I think we all thought Mario World was going to be next. That title even leaked at some point, but no, it's Galaxy. So they're going straight to it. So I expect there to be some sort of connection that doesn't necessarily mean it's canon in the games, but in the movie universe, I think that they're going to connect Peach and Rosalina in some way. But those are our first thoughts about the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and you can get conversations like this every week on Nintendo Voice Chat, IGN's All Nintendo podcast on the IGN Games YouTube channel and your favorite podcast app. And this live post show is only part one of a huge week on NVC because I played over an hour of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond on Switch 2, and I'm going to tell you all about it this Friday, November 14th on NVC. So make sure you're subscribed to the IGN Games YouTube channel where we drop full episodes every Friday morning. We're also on your favorite podcast app. Just search for Nintendo Voice Chat. You won't want to miss the first in-depth impressions of Metroid Prime 4 this Friday. Also this week on IGN, we're revealing the top 100 Nintendo games of all time. We're revealing 20 entries a day now through Friday, with a video of the entire list going up on Saturday, and we'll also break down that list on NBC later this week. And you know what's in that top 100? Super Mario Galaxy. I'll tease that right now. I don't think it's been revealed, but yeah, Super Mario Galaxy is in it. Those games 1 and 2 came to Switch earlier this year as kind of the ramp up into this movie. So let's get back into more impressions of the movie now. Let's talk about that Rosalina's observatory scene we saw at the end where she's reading kind of the story time to the Lumas. This was in the Brie Larson cast announcement. This is like some of people's favorite part about the Galaxy games is the Rosalina story, and I thought it was cool to see that kind of being retold in the movie. Like what you've seen so far, you could get over an hour more every week. Catch full episodes of Nintendo Voice Chat over on the IGN Games YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast service. Links are in the description. We hope to see you there.
Yeah, and it seems like Nintendo's been putting a heavy emphasis on the storybook nature of, like, the storybook aspect of Galaxy 1 and 2 with the Switch 2 re-releases featuring new content, which is kind of wild to me. I haven't actually played any of the new content yet, but I'm not sure if that maybe there's some hidden lore bombs in there that establish that Rosalina does indeed have a daughter named Peach, but I doubt it. I feel like that would have broken by now.
No, the new lore it's like a storybook specifically for Galaxy 2, and it's telling a story about like two Lumas who are finding each other again after getting separated or something like that. So it's really not related. They just
that could be it's called parallel. Logan, and it's a parallel between Peach and Rosalina.
I think you're giving too much credit to a movie and a game series that's plot is usually just get to the end of the castle and then go to the next one. I don't think they're
They made 2 movies about it, Logan. They made movies about it.
And what's the story of the first movie?
Brotherhood.
The story. It's about brothers.
That's what you guys told me before. Yeah,
it's about family. It's about taking care of your Italian brother.
Yeah,
I've been there specifically.
I hope that Mario and Luigi are together more in this movie. It looks like they are. That's them on the motorcycles together in the Mad Max Desert, right? Yeah, because they are separated for almost the entirety of the first movie, and I think it'd be fun to see more of their relationship on screen together in this one.
I mean, one thing I kind of, and this is like the greedy, like gamer side of my brain that just wants to be like, oh, I wonder what kind of fun references they're going to have in this movie. Like in the first movie, they had Luigi's Mansion very clearly as part of like the D plot of the story. So I'm curious, like, what's the state of that mansion, Luigi? Do you own it now? Like, are you running a cleaning service? Like, what's going on? I need to know what Luigi's doing, because I think as much as I love a Mario movie, I think a Luigi's Mansion movie would hit. That'd be really fun.
I would like if they drop one right before Halloween next year or the year after. I would be so into that.
Maybe one of those shorts, like the Pikmin one, but with Luigi cleaning up the mansion.
Speaking of Pikmin, my theory for this movie for a while has been they will briefly crash land on a planet that has Pikmin on it, and then blast off to another planet and just keep the plot going. But I said before, I think the Galaxy mechanism, it gives them a lot of opportunity to just like reference stuff and briefly throw to a place where it wouldn't make sense to spend a lot of time on or do a whole film about, but you could just be like, okay, Pikmin live here. Bye. And just people in the theater just like, wait, was that Pikmin? Because there was a scene in the first movie where they just kind of fly by a bunch of Yoshis running, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that's the kind of stuff that we're gonna keep seeing here. How long do we think that Bowser's gonna be tiny? Because I feel like they're gonna play with that bit for a little bit, and then they're gonna blow him up, and he's gonna be the big bad again.
I think it's going to be Bowser Jr. as the big bad, and I think he's going to remain tiny because that's a fun dynamic of the little guy is actually not the little guy. It's my dad who's now the little guy. I think that's an interesting I think he's going to stay small, and I think to your point on Pikmin, that castle can house a couple Pikmin in it, the miniature castle. So I feel like they'd be right at home taking up residence in that little castle.
Wasn't he just in a small cage at the end of the first movie? Did they just build him his own castle?
It's a Bowser dollhouse.
Nice of them.
It's pretty great. Yeah.
It's we were kind of speculating that there'd be like a potential Smash Brothers post-credits thing, but I think now that we have that tiny castle, it's more likely a sword falls through it and we just get a Super Mario RPG sequel.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh! It does look like
nuts.
that. Yeah, yeah, that's great. I think it's
cool.
going to be Bowser Jr.'s movie, and then maybe they'll shrink him and put him in the castle with Bowser at the end, and then they'll both blow up for the third one and be the big bads again. Also, no Wario and Waluigi. It looks like in this movie.
Do you think?
Which is a bummer.
Ahead,
I was going to say, I think they'll be the post-credit stinger. I wanted it to be Smash. I think that maybe they'll do that for the third movie, or they'll just make a Smash Brothers movie. We all really want a Smash Brothers movie, but it's a bummer because they mentioned Uncut Gems. Wario loves Uncut Gems. He's a big fan of gems of all times.
I mean, a standalone Wario movie would be kind of fun.
a standalone Wario movie, Nick.
He's just trying to steal a bunch of stuff. It'd be great.
That is going direct to DVDs that they sell at gas stations. There's no way.
Yeah, with like who would be voicing Ashley the witch from the WarioWare games? We don't need that. But I agree, they'll be the post-credit stinger this time. If we shrink Bowser and Bowser Jr. and they're down for the count, maybe Wario and Waluigi are the villains of the third movie. That would be really, really fun to see. I liked a lot of the references in this. I think that the most iconic part of Galaxy is like its planets, its spherical things that you platform on. Like that is only really in those games. It's pulled off the best there. It is so recognizable. And so to see Toad and Peach jump into like the Stargate and launch to that like round ocean planet filled with bloopers and Cheep Cheeps, I thought that just looked gorgeous. I thought that was the most stunning shot of the trailer.
We also saw like a quick tease of the casino planet that has like a bunch of coins and like very lively like casino tables with what's the ninja enemy called? Look, Ninjas. Mario is being attacked by a ton of ninjas as well. So I was like, okay, I recognize all that.
Yeah, they're just burning everything. Like they're using every game here in this second movie. It's interesting.
With bloopers, Cheep Cheeps. We got the Odyssey desert. We got Peach fighting off ninjas in like the casino planet with the roulette table. And then presumably this is like Rosalina's castle.
Yeah, or is it Peach's, or is it the observatory? Or is it Peach's castle?
It's
I can't tell.
probably the observatory.
Yeah, or Peach's castle goes to space in Galaxy.
That's gotta be
Paper Mario. Yeah, they lift it up into the air. Yeah. And then this boss here it's the one in Galaxy that you fight with like the drill where it's walking around like the round dirt thing and you have to drill underneath to hit the bottom of it. So cool stuff. This is a good trailer.
This portion is also the first time we've seen Rosalina wielding her moveset from Smash Brothers. That's true. Because she doesn't do anything in Galaxy 1 and 2, but in Smash Brothers, she uses her wand to attack enemies. So maybe a fun little tease. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. You guys want a Smash Brothers movie? I don't know if I really buy it.
It's too early. They got to have like at least 8 different Nintendo property movies. Otherwise, it's just going to be Mario versus Link, which would be entertaining, but doesn't really sustain the joy of a Smash Brothers, you know?
And also, we were talking about this before we started recording today, but those are completely different mediums. Like one is animated and one is live action. So you'd have to figure out a way to do like an animated. I do want a live action Smash Brothers though. You guys know about like that wrestling match that's like lost media.
No.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So that's what you want.
I want that. Yeah. To promote the 64, the first Smash Brothers game, Nintendo got a bunch of people in costumes to beat each other up in real life. And I think they live streamed it or filmed it, but no one can find the full footage. There's just like a couple of clips.
Oh, that rocks.
So I want that. But if they're going by like the MCU of Slamfest 99 is the name of it. Yeah. So if you have that at your house for some bizarre reason, stop being greedy. Put it on the internet for everybody to see. I want to see Yoshi get
send
punched.
it to IGN. We'll promote it. We'll figure out something cool to do with it. Send it to IGN. We'll preserve it forever.
So if you're going by like MCU Avengers standards, basically you'd have to get like four solo movies out before you do a Smash Brothers thing. But I don't think they need to do that, because I think they're moving pretty quick here. We all thought they would go from the Super Mario Brothers movie to Super Mario World and then to Galaxy. And they just jumped right to Galaxy. They're throwing in a bunch of, deeper cut characters immediately. They're already doing Bowser Jr. And they're, we talked about how we saw references to Mario Wonder, Mario Odyssey. Like, is he going to get Cappy in this movie?
Or Flood?
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Do we want to see Chris Pratt's Mario just capture everything on screen? So weird how little Mario is in this. Like you mentioned, like he's just barely. It almost feels like Mario is not the star of these movies. I don't know. It's like they really lean into Jack Black, like we talked about, which makes sense. He's super charismatic, big fan of the stuff, and had that hit song from the first one. But yeah, I'm just really surprised that these trailers never seem to lean that much into Mario.
I mean, even Luigi, I feel like has a little bit more of a standout role to me than Mario in the first movie. But maybe I'm just a Luigi fan. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think Luigi's like the highlight of the first movie. I love Charlie Day's Luigi in the first movie.
And not to get too like, inside Mario lore nuts, but like the whole painting of all this stuff, this is very clearly how Bowser Jr. like gets his abilities, right? Like this little opening gag up front where he's painting a dead Mario, like that's just straight out of Sunshine with Bowser Jr. I wonder if we're going to see Bowser Jr. become the Shadow Mario from Sunshine, because he still has that little bandana that, granted, he has sported since then, but it feels like you got to do like an evil Mario, especially to Brian's point earlier. If Mario has become this sort of superhero in the Mushroom Kingdom, what better way to tarnish Mario's name than to pretend to do crimes as Mario, like the setup of Mario Sunshine, where Mario goes to prison.
I think you're gonna, at the start of the movie, you're gonna get Peach and Mario on vacation. And they'll do the Sunshine reference, and then exactly what you said, Nick. That's how they'll tie in Bowser Jr.
That's our inciting incident for those in the industry.
I do wonder if they are moving a little too fast going straight to Galaxy, because these movies print money. They're going to make more of them. They've made 4 Despicable Me's and 2 Minions with more on the way. Like, there's going to be Mario movies for the foreseeable future. It's like, it's an interesting call to go this fast to Galaxy. Doesn't mean they can't go back and do like a World later or Sunshine later, but I don't know. I think that they jumped ahead 20 years in Mario history in one movie.
Do you think they can? Yeah, they can circle back and do some street level Mario stuff if they want to.
Yeah, they could have a dream with Wart and Birdo and all that. Do the Mario movie too. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And here's my thing about a Smash Bros. Movie. This is like this doesn't matter, and they could easily work around it. But Smash Brothers is just a kid playing with his toys. Like, it is not actually these characters meeting. It's not the Mario from the Mario universe meeting Link. It's a kid like slamming action figures together. So and Nintendo did that because they didn't want Pikachu and Link to like be canonically beating the crap out of each other. They don't want their heroes to be fighting. So I wonder if Nintendo wants to do a Smash Brothers movie where their biggest heroes like fight each other, or what the kind of setup of that would be.
Isn't that basically the reveal at the end of the Lego movie?
That is, that is the reveal.
Yeah, like you pull out and you're just like, oh, it's this is just a table full of toys that a grown-up has been playing with, or a kid has invaded a grown-up space where they have a bunch of toys. I'm cool with that.
It'd be cool, and I mean, I think there is that novelty of seeing just different IP fight each other, which has always been the appeal of something like Smash Brothers. But I kind of feel like it's more likely that it would just build to something like a Mario Party movie, or Mario and Donkey Kong at the 2028 LA Olympics or something like that.
There was that, didn't they there was like a trademark thing that they put up for the Donkey Kong movie?
Yes.
Oh, really?
There was some legal teases that Nintendo is making a Donkey Kong movie. Donkey Kong did not appear in this trailer. Seth Rogen's DK, who I also love in the first movie, and
He's
I really
fantastic.
like the frenemy relationship between Mario and DK is really good because they're like rivals, but DK's not evil like Bowser. I thought that they did that really well in the first movie. I wanted to see him here, and maybe he's not going to be in this. Maybe there's going to be a Donkey Kong Country movie instead that he's a bigger part of, which I really want.
Yeah, I mean, you don't make another like an amendment to a amusement park and not plan to do anything with that character in the future, right?
Totally.
Like they really doubled down on Donkey Kong in a big way this past year, whether it be Universal attractions or Donkey Kong Bonanza. I feel like Donkey Kong's back, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were doing a thing where they were like re-releasing a bunch of old DK games on Nintendo Switch Online, and we're like, what is this building towards? And then Donkey Kong Bonanza was at the Switch 2 reveal. And I was just like, he's finally getting the game that he's always deserved. And yeah, it's an amazing video game. So I hope we get to see him in this movie. I really like how the first movie did references to Smash Brothers by just having Mario and DK fight each other. They did references to Mario Kart by just being like, there's a go-kart level or whatever, right? So I think that's what they can do with this one too. Like just kind of weave in references, nods to full-on games without having to like do a complete adaptation of like, Mario Kart Double Dash or something like that.
Yeah. Well, we have a few minutes left here. Let's kind of turn ahead because the Super Mario Galaxy movie is coming out next April. And a year after that, in May of 2027, we're going to get the first Legend of Zelda live action movie, which within the last week started. Thanks for watching Nintendo Voice Chat, but this was just a clip. Click the NBC playlist right now to find new weekly episodes and the best from our backlog. Come hang out with NBC every Friday.